Hi everyone and welcome to Esther NJ. I do hope you are well. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you about the importance of being happy for other people. In the season that we're in, it's not easy always being happy for people. And I want to be very truthful about this because there really is nothing to hide. We're all family at the end of the day. Or can I say my subscribers? Woo woo! So if you haven't yet subscribed, you know what to do. It's very important that we get to a stage in our lives where we are very honest with ourselves, where we are, and how we want to improve. It is also important that as we are improving ourselves, we must also learn how to celebrate others when they are doing well. Why is this? Because as you celebrate others, people will also celebrate you. We should never wait for someone to fall on their face or to feel broken until we remember to celebrate them. Good friends always check up on each other. It may not be necessarily every day, but it could be every other day or every other 2 days, for example, depending on the nature of your friendship. Everyone is different when it comes to their friendship seasons. Some friendships will go longer than others, some friendships will cease. But what ultimately matters is how is your heart's posture towards people? Imagine waking up in the morning, you've got great news, you want to share it, and all of a sudden, you feel that kind of tension towards those that you claim to love and those that claim to love you. And you don't feel that they're supporting you. You don't feel that they're really encouraging you to push through. They're just there to spectate and watch. And even sometimes, we may even do it on social media, knowingly and unknowingly. We're really happy, but deep down, we look to ourselves and we say, is there something wrong with me? I thought I'm meant to be further than this by now. I can't believe I'm this age and I'm still here. And all these things that keep coming up in your mind. And you wonder, this is not right. I was telling a dear friend the other day that where you are is not a mistake. And I'm telling you, those words are powerful. Those words can stop someone from committing suicide. Those words can help someone remember that they are valuable. If your life is to only wake up and think about yourself and only invest in yourself and only focus on you, then what's the essence? You have to be someone that thinks about others as well. That is the essence of life. Think about a time where you may want to run a business, or you're going to get married, or you're going to buy your first car. You will need people to advise you. You can't do it all on your own. Try it and see if you will last. As I said in my previous video, I will not be where I am today if not for my loved ones. Because the people that God places in my life is a gift. And anyone that God places in your life as a gift, do not take them for granted because you never know when they will go. And you will never know when God may even take you out of their lives because you may be taking them for granted. Are you aware that God can take you out of someone's life if you're taking them for granted? It's not just, oh, well, I'm going to play it slyly. No, you're either happy for someone or not. You're joyful for someone or not. It's up to you to have that joy in your heart to be happy for them. Being happy for people brings joy, relieves stress, and gives you peace of mind. You're able to function better because you are genuinely happy for people who are doing well. And even if you have waited for years for that breakthrough to come and people around you have got their opportunities of blessings, rejoice with them because you never know when your time will come. You may wake up in the morning and receive an email, or someone may tell you, check your account. I have a dear sister and she knows who she is, and I know she wouldn't want me to say her name. Very randomly, Esther, do you want to go out today? I want to treat you. I want to bless you. I'm just like, wow, this is humbling because there's value. I give value, she gives value. He gives value, I give value. That's what it's about. It's an exchange. And think about it with God himself. As you take the time to know who he is, he reveals himself to you in ways that you would never imagine. You might be thinking, God, I want to know you more. He's pleased with that. My child saying she wants to know me in this flustered and cluttered world that is full of so many distractions. Yeah, I will show you who I am. And that's why there are some people who can remain happy even when they're in trials. And some people wonder, why is this girl so happy? She doesn't even have anything. Why is this guy happy? He thinks he's doing well. It's because they have the joy of Jesus in their hearts. And they're not allowing their outer external environment to distract or destroy their peace. So before you want to critique someone and you think, oh, well, I don't understand how she's always happy. Maybe you can ask the question, how do you handle your struggles? How do you handle your problems? Teach me how to be happy for people. And let me tell you something, this is for free. Being happy for others depends on how you see yourself. It falls back on you. If you don't see yourself in a high manner, and this is coming from a humble place. I'm not saying you need to be so high that you think you're better than anyone. No. But when you see yourself from a perspective of, you know what, I'm doing well and I'm grateful, but I've still got a humble mindset, you are more likely to be happy for other people. But the minute you allow the noise, your environment, your feelings, the fears, the emotions of the past to trap you, that's where you start looking at other people with ulterior motives. How did she get there in a year? How did he get there in 6 months? In all honesty, it's not our concern. We don't need to worry about how people got to where they are. We need to be focused with celebrating their journey as well as celebrating our own. To never underestimate the process. Life is a process, and I always keep using this word in the majority of my videos, that life is a process. How often do we appreciate the journey? Or are we just trying to reach the destination without going through the middle stage? There's the beginning, there's the middle, and there's the end. And there's something about the middle that teaches you something so valuable and so significant that the beginning and the end can't. We're happy when we start. When we get stuck in the middle, we want to rush to the end. No. The middle is your test in order to get to the testimony, which is the end result. Because without no test, there's no testimony. You have to remember this. Your testimony is in the middle stage. It's in the seasons where you don't feel the need to celebrate people when they're doing well, or you don't think you're doing well. And that's the problem we have today, being hard on ourselves. I'm a certain age and I don't have this yet. I don't know anywhere that has stated you have to be a certain age to get certain things. Some people's greatest blessings can come when they're older. Now, I'm not saying you need to wait until you get older, like 50 or 60. But what I am trying to say is that you have every right in you to be great now and learn how to embrace the journey. Even if it does take long to get to your final destination, at least the middle stage is teaching you something that the beginning couldn't even teach. Because it's so exciting to have an idea to run a business. It's so exciting to get married. But in the process of that, there's going to be ups and downs, you know. We're going to go through things. We can't avoid it. Life is inevitable and it changes. So does your mindset. But ultimately, you must make sure that you are always happy for people. As hard as it can be, please. I know how it is. But being happy for people brings joy back to you. It makes you feel good. Because one day you will remember, that day I cheered up that person. That day I encouraged that person with those words, and look where she is now, and look where he is now. Wouldn't you be happy? And they'll remember you and call your name because you were there in the pain. Because it's so easy for anyone to be there with you when life is great, when you're successful, which is dependent on how you define success. But for those who are at the beginning stages, maybe ground level 0, they have to start from scratch again. You may not really value that. Oh, it's okay. She's just only at the bottom, so I'm not really going to worry right now. She's not really a bestseller yet, so I'll just leave it right now. She's not really married yet, so I'll just leave it right now. He's not really doing anything great with his life, so I'll leave it right now. How do you know that? Just because someone doesn't show you the full picture of their life, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not doing well. I may tell you this, the people that you underestimate could be more higher than you think, than those who look apart and smile and show that they've got everything. You will be very surprised. Don't ever underestimate someone that doesn't show their successes online. Some things are not meant to be said prematurely. There are some things that need to be said at the right time in the right environment. Sharing your joy and your successes has to be done with wisdom. You don't blurt out anything anyhow, because we need to be sensitive to people who are around us. And we need to be able to discern the voice of God So we know when to share something and when to keep it to ourselves. Not everything needs to be out there. And I promise you, you will learn and understand this with time. But overall, I want to let this video encourage you to remember to encourage yourself and encourage others. Be happy for them when they're doing well. Don't wait until they become successful before you remember them. You can remember them in their days where they didn't believe in themselves. Due to this pandemic now, we're now seeing more people supporting one another. We're now seeing small businesses getting greater exposure for what they do. You just never know where your blessing will come from. Never underestimate where you are. Even if you have to start with what you have, start with it. Even if it's your social platforms, focus on one platform and grow that, and believe that that platform will grow. It could be Instagram, it could be YouTube, it could be Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it. Wherever you are, be consistent and feed it, and it will grow. In other words, be consistent with your friends. Feed them with words of encouragement. You don't need to wait until people are struggling before you encourage them. I'm going to read the status that I wrote the other day on my socials. We need to encourage people when they don't need it, instead of waiting until they do. Special person, you ought to do your part in the life of your loved ones and impart great uplifting words into their spirits. You don't know what it can do in the spiritual realm. Cherish your loved ones deeply and pray for them as you would pray for yourself. You see how reciprocal life is. When you give value, you get value. When you support people, people support you. And I must say this as well. Sometimes the people that you support may not necessarily be the same people that will support you back, but you will surely get people that will stand with you and say, I believe in your vision. I believe in what you do and I want to support you. They will come, but you have to check the intention of your heart. You can't deceive God. You can deceive people, but not God, especially with your heart. Are you genuinely happy for people? Do you feel good when someone is expressing their testimony? Or are you saying it's enough, girl, chill, you're speaking too much. Boy, you're speaking too much. No, we don't know what people have been through for them to share that testimony. That's why I love the middle stage of life. We're rushing to get to the end so that we can call ourselves a certain title. But do we have the character to maintain that title? Think about that. It takes a lot to be a director of a business. It takes a lot to be a CEO of a business. It takes a lot to even run a business, let alone the energy that you need to think of an idea, making it impactful. And that's the reason why you do need people in your life. But let me not just say people, the right people. I emphasize on the word right, because not everybody will support you, and that's fine. Remember, everyone has a choice to decide on who they want to support or not. It is not your job to force anyone or anything to support you. You need to believe in yourself so much that the idea that you have and the value you bring will attract the right people back to you. Don't change for people to like you, because they will know. And that's where you get taken for granted, because you want to fit in like a puzzle. But there's something different and unique about that puzzle that can't seem to fit. And all of a sudden you wake up and say, you know what? What was I thinking? I can't believe this. I was trying to fit in with people that didn't even acknowledge me. That's okay. That's why you are who you are today. You need to love who you are, but ultimately celebrate people, even if they don't celebrate you back. Remember, it's going to do you more good than harm. I really want this video to encourage you today. And if you know anyone that is going through a hard time, feeling supported or even supporting others, let them listen to this video ASAP. If you do have a topic that you would like me to talk about, please write it in the comment section below. I'll be very happy to read them and give you a reply. But until then, I will see you in the next video. Have a great day and take care. Bye.